Ladies and gentlemen, at least give me 10 seconds before you guys skip. For you guys to fully understand why I did everything I did in this video, you're going to need to watch and listen to what I have to say. There are things like cap breakers and stuff like that all affect how this build is actually going to play out in game. So if you just skip and see the screenshot, you'll still see a good build, but you won't fully understand some things. But without further ado, let me show y'all. Now look, for this video, I don't actually have the game in front of me. We were watching back footage, so you'll just see me pause and I'll be talking about things. The first thing I noticed when I got to community days, I went straight to the power forward build, 6'8" and 6'9" I looked at, and the first thing I noticed is that we got incredibly nerfed. It feels like literally damn near every single other build in the game is the same exact thing, besides builds that are this height. And after a little bit of labbing, I kind of realized that you need a different build for Pro-Am and Park, unless we do find out that you only need like bronze or silver break starter. You could probably make the same build for both, but last year in Prime, power forwards needed at least gold break starter to be able to score efficiently on the fast break. And that extra pass accuracy actually costs so much on your build that I would personally advise you to make two separate builds. If you don't want to do that, you might be able to compromise, try to get silver break starter and lower something else that you see in this video. But you're going to want to go with position power forward. It doesn't actually matter. It goes by height, weight, and wingspan. The position does not matter at all. Weight, you want to go with 245. That will allow you to get 96 defensive rebounding, which will allow you to get Hall of Fame rebound chaser. And you want to go with a 7'4" wingspan because you're 6'8". And to be able to compete with the taller players, you want the highest wingspan possible. Now, I will go through it one by one explaining this build, okay? This is what the final build looks like. This is it at a 98 overall. I think I upgraded like free throw or something. I don't know. Probably not, because this is a Park build. I don't know. I don't remember. I probably touched post control. But to start off with the finishing. Now, I ain't gonna lie. It actually was really hard for me to get finishing on my build. I was really trying to get at least 72 standing dunk for bronze rise up, because that is what the requirement is this year. So you get good standing dunk animations. Plus, you get bronze rise up, which is, for a popper, you don't really need much standing dunk because you are going to be able to spread the floor enough to where if they guard your pop, you should have a wide open slip. And then driving dunk, I mean, I have a 55 speed with ball. You're not getting any driving dunk. For the shooting, now, don't get me wrong. Last year, I was a silver shooting kind of guy. I didn't upgrade my midi at all. I didn't think you needed to. And this year, I kind of wanted to do the same thing, but I'm going to just be real. I don't think you're going to be able to even put mid-range on a build. Like, I was fighting for scraps with this build to try to make it good, because like I said earlier, it feels like the power forwards got nerfed, but I think 78 three-point shots should be enough. It was enough this year. It just depends on what the jump shot animations are in the game this year. Quick little disclaimer. I'm not all these other YouTubers that are going to sit here and tell you guys this is going to be the best build all year, this that. No, okay? This is the best build that I have seen at community day, because like I said, we have not played this game yet. I mean, we played a little bit, but we had no jump shots. We couldn't change our SIGs, anything like that. We don't know what difficulty we were on. So I can't tell you, certain things about the game. Like, for example, I put I put Hall of Fame interceptor on this build. Maybe later in the year, we're going to find out you only need bronze interceptor and lanes are overpowered. I can't predict that. So I'm keeping it real with y'all, bro. All these other YouTubers are going to sit here and tell you guys they found the best build, they broke the builder, blah, 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 blah. There's a chance this isn't going to be my build for the entire year. But with the knowledge that we know, this is the best looking park / stage build that you're going to use, that you're going to see, really. Anyways, the pass accuracy, I went with 65 pass ac because that allows you to get bronze break starter. That's pretty much all you really need for Park to throw fast breaks. It's a smaller court than Pro-Am, so you don't have to throw it that far, so bronze break starter is good enough. Now, for the defense, which is the main part of this build, you are going to be a shooting center. So your main objectives is to get rebounds, play defense, and shoot the ball. For the defense, you go with a 71 interior defense and a 74 block. That allows you to get bronze paint patroller, which is pretty much anchor this year. I think my interior defense went up with my rebounding, which is why it's so high, because for bronze anchor, you probably only need, I'm just calling it anchor. No, I'll call it paint patroller. You probably only need like a 60 or 62 or something for it, but it goes up with the rebounding, so that's why it's so high. But 71 still isn't that bad. Perimeter defense, you will end up getting silver challenger, and you will also end up getting, so you get silver challenger at 82 perimeter defense, but at 85 perimeter defense, you end up getting silver on ball menace, which which replaces clamps this year. It pretty much makes you just a more bumpier defender. You'll be able to put a body on the ball handler as much as you can, draining their stamina. And in park, this is something that you need. You do switch onto the ISO a lot, especially if you're playing competitively in stage. You know, there's going to be screens that hit and you're going to have to switch to the point guard and guard them. So you're definitely going to need that silver on-ball menace. For the steal, I went with a 93 steal, and this is because at 94, you get Hall of Fame interceptor. Now, for those who don't know, anything 90 plus, those attributes cost the most in the builder. Like upgrading from 93 to 94, that could cost me, like, I could probably get like 7 pass accuracy off of that, for example. You know what I mean? Just because it's such a high stat. So with the way the new cap breakers work this year, I'm gonna just apply a cap breaker to it to get a Hall of Fame interceptor. Plus, at a 96 steal, you get Hall of Fame glove as well, which is also a really good badge, something that will be really good for park. You get cap breakers with park rep, and the thing is, we don't know how often you end up getting cap breakers. There are 15 in total, we know that, but I don't know if day 1 we're gonna get any. If day 1 you start off with 5, so you're gonna want to adjust this as you go, or when we really learn more about the game. Like if you end up getting 5 day 1, I'd probably drop my steal down to like a 91 or something and drop my defensive rebound down to like a 92, just because you know you'll get them quickly. But we don't know how quick you get cap breakers, and I want my build to be good off rip, so this is what I went with. Now the block is a 74 for the that's actually the threshold for bronze paint patroller, which like I said earlier, replaces anchor. And you want, you know, at least bronze. We don't know how the paint is going to be this year, but usually bronze is good enough for park. You do see that at 78 block you get high flying denier, which actually is a really good badge. It's pretty much chase down artist. The thing is though, it's very hard to get because there's a lot on this build that you do need, and to get that block to a 78, I think everything else is more important. Personally, if you want to make that change, go ahead. I don't think it's that much of a difference. For the rebounding, your build ends up getting a 96 rebounding when you put a cap breaker on it, which will allow you to get Hall of Fame rebound chaser, and also that will allow you to put your badge +1 on legend rebound chaser if you want, which will allow you to, you know, pretty much dog everybody out. And then I put an 80 offensive rebound just because the badge is what matters more. Now in my pro-am build, you'll see I have like a 50 offensive rebound, but you know, that's because you don't really get offensive rebounds in pro-am. In park you do. So 80 is good enough to where that badge will kick in, and you'll pretty much have the same offensive rebound as defensive rebound. And then speed and agility are purely off-ball attributes. Speed is when you're at your full stride. It's how fast you run across the court. You see I left it at 83, but it can go to, I think I actually put it at 84 before I had changed the build. Let me see what I did. Okay, so I did end up putting the speed at 84. Agility is purely off-ball movement. It's how fast you accelerate. So it's pretty much acceleration, but acceleration last year affected dribbling and stuff. That's all confusing. Agility is just how fast your lateral quickness is side to side, how fast your player can change directions and keep his speed. Strength, I put at an 83 because you get you get silver brick wall and gold box out beast. The next threshold is 91 strength, I believe, for Hall of Fame box out beast and gold brick wall, which I really did want to get, but that +8 is just too much. And then your vertical, I ended up putting at an 81. That's pretty much the sweet spot every single year for these types of builds. And then this build, I believe, comes out to say something like stretch 4 or something. Let's see. Shades of Sean Marion, Evan Mobley, and Aaron Gordon. I have no idea why, but completely ignore that. You end up with a 2-way stretch 4, which I kind of don't understand the build name, because you're not a stretch. You have a 78 3-pointer. I mean, you are a 2-way player, but like stretch 4 is crazy in the name. I don't know. I kind of like it though. Let me know what y'all think about the name in the comments. But now let me show y'all what a pro-am build looks like, because you're gonna need some fast breaks and a little bit more paint defense. So this right here is the pro-am power forward build that I cooked up. Now you will notice a few differences. There's less standing dunk, there's less weight, there's a lot less rebounding, there's more block. Let's get into it. Now like I said, there's less standing dunk. You're not going to be running the pick and roll like you do in stage, so I don't think you need rise up. 60 standing dunk allows you to get a few standing dunk animations, where if they send you on a backdoor cut, you will be able to dunk it. 3-point shot and mid-range shot is pretty much the same thing as last build. It's going to be very hard to put mid-range on your build, I promise. A lot of people who liked goal shooting last year, I don't think you're going to be able to do it this year. And then free throw, I put it at 80 because, you know, this is pro-am power forwards. They don't shoot a lot of free throws usually because we don't get fouled that much, but you are going to need it because it might be crucial buckets, and free throw doesn't really cost much, so you might as well. Pass accuracy is one of the biggest differences between the two builds that I made. Pass accuracy is so important for Pro-Am as a power forward or a center because you need to be able to throw fast breaks. Especially this year, the court is so much bigger than it was last year, so you're gonna have to throw longer distances, and fast breaks are the easiest ways to get buckets and give your team an edge on the court. Fellas, I was in the 2K league. I know what I'm talking about. You need that break starter, I promise. 85 pass accuracy is the threshold that you get for break starter gold, which is a great badge to have. Interior defense I put at a 70. I personally would like it a little bit higher because you are guarding centers, and maybe somebody can come up with a way to do that, but 70 is what I went with. And then my block also is an 84, which will allow me to get silver anchor, which is pretty much, or sorry, silver paint patroller, which is pretty much anchor. You can kind of finesse it to get gold if you want, but you're gonna need a lot more block. I believe it's 93 block, so 9 block is a lot. You're gonna want to go with an 82 perimeter defense for that silver challenger. Now I didn't go with 85 for the silver on-ball menace just because you're not going to be guarding ball as much on a power forward in Pro-Am as you would in stage. For the steal, I put at a 92. Now you're going to want to put at least 2 cap breakers on this so you get Hall of Fame interceptor. You don't really need that Hall of Fame glove, to which you get at 96, so I don't know if you should put all 4 cap, or sorry, not all 4, just 4 cap breakers in total on it. It depends what else you want to put it on, but you definitely at least want to go for a 94 steal for Hall of Fame interceptor. You want to put at least 2 cap breakers on it. That steal costs a lot, so you know. I already went over the block, and then the rebounding at 93 defensive rebound, you get gold rebound chaser, which, like guys, listen, there's gonna be a lot of centers that have legend rebound chaser, and it's going to be hard to jump with them. I'm going to be honest. If you want, you can put your +1 badge on it that allows it to get to Hall of Fame. Also, one thing I don't know why I did, I should have put it at like my rebound at like 91 or something and put everything else somewhere else, just because for the cap breakers it'll cost less and you'll get more attributes. I don't have the game in front of me now. I can't make that fix. You should make that fix if you want to, depending on how the cap breakers work when the game actually comes out. And then for the physicals, you're gonna have an 86 speed, 82 agility. Now your build is smaller. You're 6'8", you're slower in the weight, but what's good about this build is its steals is so high and it's so fast that you can run around the court and play annoying. You can annoy every point guard you play against, get steals, get lanes, get plucks, run around, blitz, get back to the slip, contest every shot. Like, that is the main point of this build, is your speed and your steal, because you can be a hawk on defense. The strength, same thing. I went with an 84. It gets you gold box out beast. The silver brick wall doesn't really matter. And then vertical, you're going to want to put at 80. It's just the threshold for pretty much every center build every single year. That has not changed in years. And then the build, let's see what the build ends up saying. What do we got? We got shades of Draymond Green, AK-47, and Scotty Barnes. That's a weird comparison, but all right. And then the build will come out to say, you have built a stretch 4. Again, I don't know why it actually says stretch 4, because you're not a stretch 4. Now, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe. I have 2 other videos dropping today. One is of gameplay and one is of a legend posterizer build. Make sure to go check that out. I also have way more builds that I'm going to be dropping for you guys. Competitive builds, casual builds, fun builds, all of that. So make sure to stay tuned, turn your noties on. I'll see y'all later. Peace out.